wonderful DP class. Here are some trig questions that I want you to have a go at on Edpuzzle. The questions may be multiple choice or they may be open-ended. If they're open-ended and you have to type in and you don't have the pi button, for example, you can just type pi, so if the answer is pi over 2, you could just do it like that. That is absolutely fine. If you have to do the square root of something and you can't do the square root, you can do the square root of whatever the number is. So that's the square root of 2 divided by 2. Okay, so get creative with it. As long as I can tell what you mean, that's absolutely fine. I think on Edpuzzle you can actually type in powers. Okay, I'm going to just check that. You cannot type in powers on Edpuzzle. So let's say you have to do 3 to the power of 2. You could just do it like 3 power of 2. Okay, so, as long as I understand what you mean. That will be fine. Okay, so your first question is, you can use your formula booklet, you can use your calculator, you can use all of that good stuff. And your first question is, what is sine of 45 degrees? Question 2, what is cos of 60 degrees? Feel free to stop and pause and do out whatever working you need to. Question 3, what is tan of 30 degrees? Question 4, what is, nice and easy, 90 degrees in radians? So put 90 degrees into radians for me. Question 5, put 20 degrees into radians for me. Question 6, put 3 pi over 4 radians back into degrees. And question 7, what is 7 pi over 6 in degrees? Okay, I will pause there. Now you might have seen the answers come up as you went through it, but let's just double check to understand, make sure that you understand how we work these out. Okay, so for the first 3, hopefully you use your triangles. Your first one is a 1, 1, root 2. It's an isosceles triangle. Sine of 45 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Hopefully you got 1 over root 2. Your second question is the second triangle, which is made up of half an equilateral. Okay, which is this triangle, this little triangle. Cos of 60 is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 1/2. And tan of 30, opposite over adjacent, 1 over root 3. Okay, 90 degrees into radians. The big thing to remember here is 360 degrees is 2 pi radians. Half of that is 180. Half of 2 pi is pi. Half of 80 is 90. Half of pi is pi over 2. 20 degrees. You know what? To get 20 degrees, what do I do to 180 to get down to 20? I divide it by 9. So I do the same to the pi. So 20 degrees is pi over 9. 3 pi over 4 radians in degrees. Now remember, pi is 180. So I'm going to do 3 times 180 over 4. And 4 goes into 180 45 times. Correct? Is that correct, Frankie? I presume so. I think it is. It is 4:30 on a whatever day it is. It is 45. And then we times that by 3 and we get 135 degrees. And I'm going to do this one the same way. It's 7 times 180 divided by 6. 180 divided by 6 is 30. 7 times 30 is 210 degrees. Hopefully you all got 7 out of 7. And of course you can remember you can also do these questions by change from degrees into radians. You multiply by pi over 180. And to go from radians into degrees, you multiply by 180 over pi. Okay, next question. Let's have a new page. Okay, question 8. Here we have a circle. The angle in here is 13 pi over 18. The radius is 12. I want you to find the length of arc B. Find the length of arc B. Okay, remember you can use your formulas. Look back in your notes. And keep this in radians. Do not change this into degrees. Right, question 9. I want you to work out the area of sector OAB. Okay, and question 10. Are you watching carefully? I'm going to now drop a line from A to B. This is called a chord. And let me tidy this a little bit up. Let's move that in. Oh, look at that. What I want you to do is work out the area. I'll help you out here. Find the area of triangle OAB. So that is the area of this triangle. It's not a right angle triangle, so you have to use a particular formula that is in your formula booklet. Question 11. What is the area of the shaded segment? Let me write that down. Find the area of the shaded segment. Okay. And you know what? Question 12. I want you to be honest, okay? Be honest. Have you used your formula booklet so far? Okay? Give me a yes or no. Remember, you should have it out at all times. Okay. Your formula booklet. A quick search online will bring you to it. I will put this on Teams for you, but if we go through here, we can see prior learning, lots of nice formulas, formula. I'm not interested in this at the minute. I want to go down to this stuff. Okay, length of an arc, L is equal to R times theta. R is the radius, theta is the angle measured in radians. So that is the formula I will use for the first one. Length of the arc, let's use green. So the length of the arc is equal to radius times theta. Radius is 12 times 13 pi over 18. 12 goes into 18. 12 goes into 12 once. Sorry, it doesn't go in fully, does it? 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 18 6 times. Oh, I can go again, can't I? Oh, let me just redo that. Sorry. 6 goes into 12 twice. 6 goes into 18 3 times. So I get 26 pi over 13. So I would take that as an answer. Or I would take, it's not 26 over 13, 26 pi over 3. Okay, or I would take if you put it into your calculator, I want everything to 3 significant figures. So if you wrote 27.2, I would give you that as well. Okay, if you didn't round it correctly, sorry. Okay, question 9. We've got the area of a sector, half r squared times theta. R is the radius, theta is the angle measured in radians. Half r squared times theta. Area equals half r squared times theta. 1/2 times 12 squared times 13 pi over 18. So I've got 144 over 2 times 13 pi over 18. Okay, let's simplify this. Drop down a little. Okay, 144 divided by 2 is 72. So I get 72 times 13 pi over 18. I know that 9 goes into 18 twice. 9 goes into 72 8 times. Yes, it does. And 2 goes into 2 once. And 2 goes into 8 4 times. So I get 4 on the top, 1 on the bottom. 4 times 13 is 4 1 so 4 5. So I get 52 pi. So I'd accept that as an answer. Or to 3 sig figs, 163 centimeters squared. That is the 3 significant figures. And please make sure that you can simplify these things, okay? That you can get down to 52 pi. All right, next, the area of triangle OAB. It's not a right angle triangle. I said the formula will be in the formula booklet. Area of a triangle, A equals half AB sine C. Let's write that down. Area equals half AB. Sorry, I should really use little letters because that's what's used in the formula. Half AB sine C. Now, we always said that A and B are the 2 sides that enclose the angle. Okay, so 2 sides and the angle in between. So this is one side, this is the other side, this is the angle in between. 2 sides, angle in between. So it's a half. 12 times 12 times sine of 13 pi over 18. Now you could actually do this without a calculator, but I will let you use it this time. So make sure your calculator is in radians. Let me actually just bring up the calculator. Okay, so here we go. So to get it into radians mode, okay, we're already in radians. Okay, so make sure your calculator is in radians. So I'm going to do, I'll put it all in one go, 0.5 times 12 times 12 times sine of 13 pi divided by 18. Enter. How easy is that? 55.2. The 3 significant figures. And the last one, area of the shaded segment. Okay, so we've got the area of the full sector. We've got the area of the triangle. So to get the area of the segment, we subtract these 2 answers. I can't see the previous answer, so 163. Take away 55.2, which will give me 107.8. So the 3 sig figs 108. Now, if I wanted to be very careful and work this out exactly, okay, I can do the answer for the full sector was 52 pi, which is 163 rounded, so 52 pi, and I subtract off all of this stuff, I get 108.2, so again the 3 sig figs, my answer is still 108, okay? So if you use the exact values, you will still get 108. Okay, and have you used your formula booklet? Oh yes, of course. Yes, yes. I have. Have you? Okay, okay, so that's brought us up to 15 minutes. Okay, now I'm guessing this will have taken you longer because you'll have paused it and taken your time and worked it all out properly. But what I want you to do is have a go at this question. Okay, so this is an exam question. It is a paper 2, so you can use a calculator, and it's for SL and HL. And it's a triangular base prism. Sorry, it's not. It's a triangular base pyramid with base ADC. We're told that this length is 28.4. We're told that this length is x. This length is 2 more than x. We're told that ABC, so angle ABC, so just in case you're not sure, angle ABC is A to B, to C, it's that angle, alright. Okay, it's that angle in that face, on this face of the pyramid. An angle BAD, so this one is 0.611, okay, and these angles are in radians, okay, these angles are in radians. So if I was doing this, first thing I would do is work out, what x is. I would look at this face. I've got this length, I've got this length, which is x, granted. I've got this length, which is x plus 2. But I've also know what this angle is. This angle is 0.667. Oh, stop it, Cunningham. Don't do the question for them. Can't help it. I'm going to stop in a second. A, B, C. This is x plus 2. This is 28.4. And this in here is in radians, 0.667. Okay, are you going to use sine rule or cosine rule? Okay, and this is similar to something that Jaden was doing the other day. So, Jaden, I want your answer. Once you work out what your value of x is, then you have to work out what AD is. And that should be straightforward enough then. It just involves some trig or maybe some Pythagoras or something like that. It's only worth 6 marks. So give it your best shot and type me in an answer to 3 significant figures. And if you want, email me your working out, and I could actually mark it properly for you, okay? So that would be really good, okay? But I do want answers to this, and I do want to see how you get on with it. All right, I'm going to stop there. Give me your answers now. All right, and because I'm feeling nice, because I'm such a nice guy, what I'll do is, so you've already put in an answer. I'm going to keep going. So hopefully you realize I've got 3 sides, and I've got an angle. I can actually use the cosine rule for this. If you've got all 3 sides, you can use the cosine rule. So this side is opposite this angle. I've got 2 sides and the angle in between. So what I can say is 28.4 squared is equal to x squared plus x plus 2 all squared minus 2 times x plus 2 times cos of the angle in between 0.667, and this is just taken straight from here. This is this stuff. Okay, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Okay, so go back and have a look at that if you need to. Okay. Essentially, if you want to think of it like this, I tend to not think of it like this, but this is my, this is little a, this is little, I don't want to confuse you with all these different letters. Just imagine these letters, these ones aren't here, okay? Wow. I've written my triangle. Okay, so imagine, so this is my cosine rule, taken straight from the formula booklet, and this is how it applies if I want to label the sides, okay? Now it's labeled differently to how they've done it, but it's the same principle, okay? I've got a squared, 28.4, is equal to b squared, which is x plus c squared, which is x plus 2, minus 2bc, so the two sides, x plus 2, times cos of the angle in between those two sides, which is cos of 0.667, okay? And what I'll do is, I will, your next step is to expand all this nasty looking stuff. So 28.4 squared (806.56). Okay, now this is going to test your algebra skills. So I've got x squared there. What do I get when I expand this? I'm going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4. And if you're not sure, I would do it over here. I've got x plus 2 squared is the same as x plus 2 times x plus 2. Do my smiley face, x squared plus 4 plus 2x plus 2x. That is where this comes from. Now I need to be careful here. I've got minus 2x. Let's use a different color. (2x) multiplied by x. And it's also multiplied by this thing, cos of 0.667. So what's 2 multiplied by cos of 0.667? 1.571. Okay, fair enough. So 1.571, and this is x squared. And then I've got this, let's use a different color, multiplied by this, and also this has to also multiply by it. Just multiplying all these things together. So I've got 2x times 2 times cos of 0.667. So 2x times 2 times cos of 0.667, 3.1427. 3.1427, and there is an x as well on that. Oh, it's not looking nice, is it? Okay, let's keep going. So I've got 806.56 equals, I've got 2x's, 2x squared plus 4x plus 4. I'm not going to rush this, minus. So that's -1 times this, and -1 times all of this.